Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here during the day with Michelle, who hasn't been here for a little while. How you doing, Michelle? How'd you like this episode? How's your day going so far?
It's going good. It's going great. And I loved this episode. I'm not, obviously I'm a little upset about Derrick, but that's okay. I found myself very entertained by this episode. There's just, the dynamics are very interesting. And I'm really into it.
Hi, Sophie. I totally agree. I thought this episode was great. It definitely had me like, I'm rooting for people, I'm rooting against people. There was strategy, there was a blind side, there was a hope for an upset, but that didn't follow through. But all in all, I would say this was like a pretty good all-around episode.
Yeah, and like Leroy being a strategist.
Oh,
I was obsessed with that. Yeah.
I totally. Kitten's like, can't wait for you to talk about the elimination.
I actually genuinely feel so bad for Dee. Like, I've never seen an elimination where it's like, well, no, we probably have. Where like one person literally did 0 things wrong. There's actually nothing they could have done differently. They won everything and they still lose. It's like,
well, both of them had that, except one ended up winning.
Exactly.
And then the others ended up losing. Yeah, well, we're going to get more into the elimination soon. It definitely was an eye roll. The rules were definitely annoying. Like, all of it sucked. Yeah. All of it sucked, in my opinion, but doesn't mean that the episode wasn't bad. Yes, Mary, we are mothers. We are here. Just will be the 2 of us today, which is fun. We'll have like a little girly chit chat, a little gab. Ronnie says, you better hold Michaela accountable for giving Theo and give Theo his credit. What's up? We'll get into that. Because like, I can give Theo credit. Like, I think he did a great job this episode. I think that he was definitely very entertaining. And I also don't care that Michaela fucking trolls him.
She's the best. And also, like, on Instagram, she posted that, like, she apologized to Olivia for, speaking out of turn. And she recognized that that wasn't, cute, but she's so entertaining. And, I love Michaela, so.
She doesn't. I know she gets people like really upset and really mad, and they just like think that she's the most horrible person because she has a couple quibs. Like, I don't know. I just don't think what she says is that bad, and to get so up in arms about it, I'm just like, it's okay, guys. Like, there's been a lot of people that have a big mouth. You know what I mean? And
absolutely. And she's funny that like she goes so extreme too. Like when she gets so like affronted, it's so fun to watch. Like, and also Olivia too. Like, listen, Olivia has been very entertaining all season as well. I love that she's still there. I want her to make it to the end. Like, I like the battle between 2 strong women as well. And it's great that we don't have someone just like falling down. Like, both are being like, no, this. I'm like, yeah, that's how it should be, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And like, why are we so afraid of like having confrontation nowadays? Like, I get it. You don't want to actually go to blows and you don't actually want anybody to get physically hurt or whatever, but a little smack talk, a little shut ups. Like, I don't know. I'm just not that offended by that. It doesn't really bother me, Sorry, guys. If you guys want me to be like, Michaela's terrible. Like, well, maybe she shouldn't have said that, but also like I was entertained by it, so she should have. But before we talk about the episode, should we talk about all the tea from the week?
Ooh, yeah. You let me know, and I'll tell you what I know, because I don't know.
Well, you know what I forced you to watch, so that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay, great.
I mean, unless there's more. Is there more? You're like, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well, I did have the pleasure of watching in its entirety Bananas, Death, Taxes, and Bananas podcast with the guest being Nani. And we know that Nani and Bananas are very good friends. We know that, they've hooked up in the past. I don't even know if they're actually dated. They're ride or dies. They've run, the challenge of season together. And she was no holds barred, I would say, with what she was very candid with what she shared. She was Go ahead.
It was amazing. It's the first and only time I've watched an entire episode of that podcast, but I was thoroughly entertained from start to finish. And yeah, she really let it out. And some people are hating, but honestly, I thought it was A+.
Wait, hating on what?
On her, just like
Naughty?
Yeah, people are always, there's always haters who are like,
well, it's like people that don't think that women should have sex with anybody and don't think that women should get drunk ever. Like, you know what I mean? They just have they should be sitting prim and proper and they can't do anything and hold their tongue. Like, you know what I mean? They can't be real colored people, with experiences and want to enjoy themselves in different ways. But anyway, so what we learned on this pod was it seems like she does not care about Aneesa at all anymore. She will be civil, but she's definitely not super plus about their friendship. We could also tell that Bananas can't stand Aneesa, which was very fun. And I've never really been that big of a fan of Aneesa, but as a challenge staple, sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe we need her. But this season I've been really, really, really have developed a terrible taste for her. I have not been enjoying it. Mm-hmm.
I think that I always sort of felt a little bit bad for Aneesa because she's been there so long, and a lot of times she's been disrespected, especially way back. And I always kind of felt like, I have never been a huge fan, but I was like, I want her to have success and everything. And I think we're seeing this season something that she's apparently been doing for a long time, which is latching on to certain new strong people and changing her allegiances, but then pretending like she has everyone's back. And I think that's where I see her strategic game kind of divert from someone like Veronica, who it's like, you got to have your people and you got to be loyal to those people if what you're doing is going to work. And she is loyal to Olivia and that group, but then it's just the way it kind of happened. I'm like, oh, it's icky and it's not going to work this way for you. I don't know.
And we were talking about it in our group a little bit, that it seems like Aneesa's MO is to become besties with the new hot challenge person. Yeah. So first it was Tori, she's best friends with Tori because she was the new face of the challenge. Was it someone else in between? Oh, Michelle is in there too. I think they're not
Nerys, when she dated Neresa's brother, I guess. So that was a whole other
but that was kind of how she got in with she got in with Nerys a little bit, gets in with Olivia now. Olivia are best friends, the new face of the challenge. I'm like, she really doesn't have any actual loyalties to people, because she should be loyal to the people that she's been on the show for 20 years with, you'd think. Mm-hmm. But instead she feels as though that she just is supposed to have these allegiances that have been there for 20 years. She doesn't really owe them anything. And then she gets to go and do what she wants with these new people that she wants to latch on to. And then just be like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. Oh my God, I've known you guys for so long. You shouldn't treat me this way. But then she doesn't really have their back. Why do they need to protect you? What does she do for them? Nothing.
And also just the whole her telling Casey thing is actually mind-boggling to me and so funny. That whole part of the podcast, I was like, this is why you told me to watch it. I can't believe just all of it, that Casey was literally already dating somebody else, was already in another relationship, and you're gonna go and be like, oh yeah, Nany hooked up with someone. It's that's the least Nany should be doing. Are you kidding?
Absolutely. And the fact though that Nany's thinking and Aneesa's still a friend of some sort, and it's kind of just speaking about where she's at and just being I know I've been kind of messing around with Will this whole time. I think I want to go tell Casey when we get back, just so she doesn't hear it from anybody else other than me. And then that was cue Aneesa to go run and tell Casey that her ex-girlfriend hooked up with someone on the show. And then to add salt to the wound, she fucks Will.
And
what?
And the way she said it, correct me if I'm wrong, the way she said it was that she hooked up with Will after filming it wrapped, and then literally the next day told Casey, oh, by the way. So it's almost she hooked up with him first, and then and then was yeah, Nany fucked this guy, by the way.
But it's but just after I just fucked him too. Weird.
And I just, it's so funny that that's like, now that's canon. Now that's part of it. Now we know it's been said like so candidly. So like Aneesa can't deny it. And obviously Will was going to deny it at first. And I understand why. It's not on camera. Like you shouldn't have to like, but it's just, it's because Aneesa went and said that to Casey. If she hadn't, then Nani probably wouldn't have spilled
said
that.
anything. Absolutely. She wouldn't. She's pretty good at keeping her mouth shut and like keeping things on lock. Am I frozen?
No.
Because it seems like I'm really choppy right now. Okay. Never
me.
mind. But yeah, like, so what do you think like that Aneesa gets out of this? Is it kind of like, do you know how there's a lot of people that love sharing like spoilers? Is it like just like knowing something and want people to know that you know something that not everybody else knows and getting to be the one to share something? Or
yeah, I think it's also like it's sort of like you want to be the person who gives someone that information because it's like it's building that sort of more vulnerable bond with that person. And like I think at that point she knew, okay, my friendship with Nani's toast. I just hooked up with Will, like after the whole season, like we're not good. So like, I want to make sure that I'm like with, I have that. I don't know. I mean, it seems weird, but it's like, it seems like she does a lot of things outside of the game to like chess piece her relationships a little bit. And like with Nerys, like weirdness happened too. And I don't know. I don't know why she does it or why it makes her happy to do so, but maybe it's just like she feels she has to because maybe she's like, I need to make sure that I'm still part of a group and I want to feel included. And so I don't want Casey to find out and then be like, oh, Aneesa, you're my friend. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me right away. Like, why wouldn't you? So she's trying to like get ahead of all of it. Maybe that's me giving her grace. You know what I mean? Like, she could also just be like, screw Nani, I want to like piss her off or whatever. Like,
okay, I think that you have a good point. I can see her wanting to make sure that if she knows something, she tells the person first because she wants to look like she is the most trustworthy, loyal, like friend. And so, like, look at this, Casey. I even told you before Nani told you about what was going on between them because I'm more loyal, whatever to you. Okay, I can see that. I also wonder if it's a little bit of like I want what other people have. So like Nani won't have a more closeness to Will than I do. It's like, oh well, Nani's fucked him, but like so have I. So like she doesn't have a bit better hold on him than I do. Like could there also be some of that too?
Yes.
Because like why the fuck is she fucking someone else's man? That's so weird. Like it's weird.
It's weird because and then Aviv comes in and she's like, oh yeah, I saw that was happening. Like the three of us were there and then I left. I guess they were at a bar or something. And hello. I like that picture. Oh, that's not from The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think it's just more of that, I guess. And Will, like they're probably just drunk having a time or whatever, I guess. Well, my question is, how did Nani find out? Like who told Nani?
Did she say?
I don't think she said because she probably doesn't want to like out that person. Because Aviv was like, I did know, but I didn't want to say anything because it wasn't
maybe Aneesa did tell Casey also.
Oh.
And maybe Casey was the one that shared it with.
Yeah, maybe Casey was like,
and then she would be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it!" And like maybe she started getting kind of upset about it, and Casey being like, "Wait, what? Like she fucked him too?" She said, and Nani could be like, "What the fuck? Like how? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it."
Yeah.
Or Aviv could have said something that could have been an interesting lead-in. So Taj here says Aneesa has a history of hooking up with people that are close to her, friends, Rachel, and Veronica, Nerys, her brother, Nani, Will. Actually, that is. And did you see the tweet that Veronica? She said she wrote something about the fact that like Aneesa may take advantage of people when there's like either really drunk or sleeping or whatever and kind of show up in their bed. She said something. She's like, and someone commented like, why wouldn't you ever have like called her out on something like that? And she's like, I don't, that's not how I play the game. Like, I don't act like that. But like, she basically was saying that Aneesa is a little bit predatory.
I mean, we don't have, we don't know what
What
reality
actually happened?
is.
Absolutely.
But yeah, not the cutest as like a veteran, as somebody who has been around the challenge family for so long. When there's new people and there's a newbie. I mean, Bananas does similar things. Like, let's be real, obviously, with like forming things, but I don't know. Yeah, it's not a good look.
Yeah, it's Willie thinks that Aneesa needs to retire for like 20 for real, like 20 seasons, and you can't bring anyone new and can't win a season or can win the
Yeah.
season. Do you think that she has a shot at winning this season?
No, I don't.
Okay, Kunoichi says, but if Aneesa wanted to tell Casey that is okay, but why then not tell Nani when she was talking to her to say it's that, so that, hey, sorry, I have stronger loyalties to Casey, I will tell her.
Yeah, like if you're actually being, this is the thing, if you're actually doing it as a friend thing, then you're going to Nani and you're saying, hey, like Casey's my close friend, and I don't know what your situation is right now, but like I don't want Casey to think that I was keeping this from her. So I'm going to tell her. And then Nani could be like, well, she's already dating someone. So like, I don't think she's going to care. Like, I would prefer to tell her as like, I was her ex fiance, blah, blah, blah. And then they could have that out. And Lisa could be like, okay, fair. And then if Casey questions her, she could say, oh, Nani wanted to tell you. That's being a good friend to both parties. But like, she's clearly chose to not do that.
Yeah, I definitely need a break from her. Amanda says Aneesa's always accidentally walking in on people in bathrooms. That's what they were saying. I did hear a bunch of that type stuff. Why Aneesa gets the title social threat just for being around forever as well. To me, she just spreads gossip and is messy to stay relevant. But her messy is not fun. It's because I guess like for me, I find that like as soon as people see her for who she is or like call her out, she like plays the victim. And you know how much I hate when people play the victim. Like, you deserve it, Aneesa. Like you're not a good friend or challenge alliance member to anybody that's been your friend for 20 years. So if they decide to do something for their own game, like you'd be like, oh, woe is me. Like, it's
just let people do their thing. And also like, I've never thought that Aneesa was a social threat because she is always not the most protected person in whatever alliance she's in. She's always somebody who at some point becomes expendable. And, like when you compare it to someone like Veronica, when she creates an alliance, she's like, everyone wants to protect her, or that's her goal at least. I don't really see the strategy with Aneesa's game as much. I mean, she's definitely had times where she's probably made good strategic moves, but yeah, no, it's not enjoyable.
This season's really any part of her that I could have maybe enjoyed has completely plummeted, and I'm not really that plus about her. Okay, so Amanda saying that Nani said that Aneesa called Casey before she even left the country and told her about Nani and Will. That was so spiteful and unnecessary, especially when Nani said that she wanted to tell Casey first. Yeah, it's just like it's her relationship. It's her ex relationship, fiance at that. Like, okay, so Aneesa, you maybe gone on a vacation with them, so now you feel like you have the right to like share Nani's business. Ugh, so mad. All right, well, let's just talk about this episode then, which will be fun. Except my phone's ringing. Why are people calling me during the day? Crazy. People don't ever call. Okay, so Ashley, Nani, Michaela are all celebrating Aviv and Yeremi's win. What did you think about the win last week? Like, how do you feel about who was going up against each other, all that stuff?
That was Gabe, right? Gabe and he got set up pretty obviously. I mean, I think it was a good move by Theo and Olivia. Like, I applaud that to like convince him. He was very easily convinced, and obviously just I love the how much he underestimated Jonna, because like apparently someone had told him that like her wins were not real. I think it was CT that told her that.
And then somebody was correcting that comment and was saying that it might have been like some of the girls that are saying that, but like not that it wasn't her win. It just being like, oh, it's just not that crazy competitive.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, we're not saying it's wrong, but like Jonna has proven in terms of like her smarts, her strategy, like she's done really well in the newer era of like all-star stuff, like, you know, and if you've finished a final period, you have at least a certain level of stamina. And if you've won one, even if it's an easier one, it's still something that is very difficult to accomplish to even finish one. So like,
Absolutely. Because you still
it
have to
shouldn't be.
the politics standing to the end. Like there's still going to be people that are formidable at
Yeah.
the end for you to be able to beat. You also have to have luck on your side. You also have to have the producers potentially wanting you to win. And for able to do that
Exactly.
back to back in any game, even if it's easy, is still it's still an accomplishment. And it's
It's
still
just,
she won 250,000, 500 grand in total, you know?
yeah, exactly. And it's like, tell me you don't watch the show for real. Tell me you're not a real fan. You just hear about the challenge, because like, do you see what's required in finals? Like, do you see that like you need to be able to have smarts and use your brain? And like, I don't know. Yeah. So it was kind of justice in that way. Um, and yeah, I'm happy for Yeremi. I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not a huge Yeremi fan, to be honest. I don't find him very entertaining, but I don't find him aggravating either. You know, that's kind of how I feel about Aviv as well.
I like Aviv more than I like Yeremi,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're
She's
both
real.
yeah, she's real. She's I like that she gets annoyed about the right things. I like that she gossips and she strategizes. Like I feel like she's a good and entertaining enough player. She's not crazy spicy or whatever, but I think she's yeah, I like her definitely more than Yeremi, and I'm happy that he's with her because it makes her potentially be successful in the game. So
Totally. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
happy about their partnership for sure. I definitely was so irritated by Gabe. Like Gabe is like was the worst, and like he actually made my blood boil. And not that I'm even the biggest John A fan, but like the way that he treated her like made me so frustrated, and I felt really bad for her because what did she do to deserve to have this dude other than like come in to replace Cara Maria and then just get stuck with them at the end, has no points, so can't even choose to maybe go against somebody else. Then he's an arrogant ding dong that allows himself to get mind warped by Olivia and Theo, and he goes and puts himself, stakes his claim and loses, and now she has to go in, and so her politics, her social game, her friendships, her relationships, connections had nothing to do with her
Yeah.
going in and losing. It had to do with her partner being
And
a loser.
yeah, they weren't going to get voted in. That's the end of the day. He made a very grave error. And you're always taking a risk when you're putting yourself into an elimination because it can be anything, as we've seen. So, yeah.
Definitely annoying. Okay, so they're celebrating Aviv's win, which was fun. And then after, they're taking the Palo Santo, Nani, and spreading it around this room. Who are they Palo Santoing? Is this still Aneesa?
Aneesa.
Oh, still Aneesa. I love the smell of Palo Santo. Do you know the smell? Yeah.
Oh, I love, yeah.
Like people say saging, and like it does the same thing, smudging. But I love the smell of Palo Santo.
It's so roasty.
Much.
Yeah, it's really
nice.
Oh,
it's just like, it smells so good. We see Leroy chatting with Derrick. And they're talking about the fact that they think that Turbo is going to seek revenge on Theo. Now, okay, I know that Theo and Turbo are friends. And then they got into a fight at the nomination ceremony last episode. I didn't really understand why. Was it because they staked a claim to try to steal Nani as a partner? And like, why was Theo feeling so betrayed? And why have they gotten such a big friction now?
Well, I was under the impression that like Theo was just generally, stirring up stuff, but that like, it didn't make sense to me why Turbo was so upset. I assumed that like Turbo was overreacting because it's Turbo and was pissed that that Theo and Olivia had like, convinced Gabe to make this decision, I suppose, screwing over potentially Nani, who is like one of his people. But I saw, who was it? Was it Bananas or who was it that was talking about how like he always says Turbo will always turn on somebody he was allied with when it makes sense and is convenient, and he'll like find this arbitrary reason to have like this public fight so that he can be a good person and be like, I'm loyal and you're so not loyal, but now I have to go against you because of you, this huge betrayal you did to me, Theo, even though like
Okay.
before he was ride or die with Theo, but because things are turning against Theo, he's like, okay, well now I need to have a reason. I need to be justified so that I can still be the most loyal person that exists. And someone was talking about that. I forget who it was. Might have been Bananas.
I think it might have been Bananas on that part.
Yeah.
Look at you spitting Bananas facts here, Michelle. But it's a good point.
And it can't, yeah, I think it was more than just him too, but like, yeah. And maybe it was, oh my God. I think I saw a clip of Zach talking about this.
It might have been Zach.
TikTok. I think it was something about that.
No, on TikTok. Sure. Michelle has a subscription. She pays for his Patreon.
Yeah, I do not. I promise. I've never seen an episode, but yeah, the clips come up and yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. And I don't, even if Theo isn't doing it consciously, there's an unconscious bias where it's like, okay, I'm the most loyal person. And he has to, his brain has to make up reasons to like hate this person now. So I don't know.
You're right, Jath Doe. I'm remembering both. Like I saw your life flash before your eyes, Michelle, and your soul left your body when you realized that you had watched and had quoted Zach and Bananas.
What a combo! Sorry,
Zach,
everyone.
who? Don't kill me, Mary. Kanoichi says Banana said it, Zach too, but also Olivia alluded to it in her confessional. I guess Turbo will have a lot of enemies after this season. I don't think Turbo cares about having enemies, to be honest. No. And it makes a lot of sense though that for a person like him to reason to go against somebody, he creates a public fight. Yeah. And I respect it. It's a tactic.
If it was Big Brother, I'd be like ace move. Like, like that's a move that you do.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Cause it make a big public fight.
I want you to own it. I want you to be like, I'm doing this as strategy. Because then I go, oh, you're a strategist.
Oh, okay. Like, I don't think he's a strategist. I think
I don't.
He's doing it because he is maintaining his honor. But
yes.
And so, yes, I would give him like strategy points if he was like, hey man, I need to be able to go against him. So I need to make something up. Like, yes, I would be like, oh my God, he's like the smartest guy around. But the move is still entertaining. And I like him going against Theo. It's kind of fun. So Theo obviously wants revenge back on Turbo. Turbo wants to make Theo's life hell. And I'm gonna be excited to see who comes out on top with this little rivalry here. So the daily is called The Running Man. Glenn Powell is hosting it. It's like, well, wasn't there a Running Man movie in like the 80s with like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something? No, with like Harrison Ford, like I don't know, one of these two.
Yeah.
And he was, can't we just have a new movie? Like I'm sure it's great, but like, hold on, is there The Running Man in the 80s? Because I'm just like, always just a remake of something else, a remake of something else, or a remake of something else. Anyway, okay, I think there was another movie, but it's not the exact same thing. In 1987 film. Dystopian. Oh yeah, okay. It was written by Stephen King. Okay, under the pseudonym Bachman. Yes, it is a remake. See, hello. Oh, congrats, Michelle, on your wedding day.
Thank you.
Okay. Why do you enjoy Theo's friend betraying him? I don't know if I think of it as a complete betrayal, right? Like, I think that Theo maybe should have been like, hey, well, it seems like they're not working together, right? At this point, like, because Theo would have, if they were working together and they were friends in the way that Theo is kind of acting, like he would have said to him like, hey, like this is what I'm gonna have to do. Like, I think I would have tried to get Gabe to do this or try to get Gabe to do that. Like he would be strategizing with Turbo, and that's not really happening. So I don't know. Like, are they?
No, and it's just not really the way that Theo plays. And like, why do I enjoy his friend betraying him? I enjoy it because it creates more conflict and it makes Theo be a little more dramatic and active. We've seen recently other seasons he's been on where he's kind of just a placeholder and he's not doing too much. This season he's bringing like
he's doing something.
Fire, even if he's not doing well in all the challenges, he's bringing some like controversy and fights and this and that. And I enjoy that. So
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I really think of him like betraying his friend. I find it entertaining that he's found a reason to be able to betray his friend in the names of the game because they're not really playing together on the same side. And if the side that he is working with is going after Theo, I understand him needing a reason to go after Theo. And playing, betraying a friend, they're not working together this season. So I think that's kind of like no holds bar with like what goes down, right?
Yeah.
Like we play these games before. Sometimes you're working with people, sometimes you're not. And if you're not working with them, like shit, sorry if I lied to you, but like we weren't working together this season. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So with this challenge, there's like 10 containers, or they're chained down. You have to find a lock, then unlock a car, and then unbolt the hood, and there's some sort of tracking device, and then to run to the finish line. What do you think about this this Running Man challenge?
I didn't hate it. Okay, it's not one of my favorites. It was a little random, and I do like when there's multiple elements, and I felt a little confused as to what was really happening in this challenge, I'm gonna admit. But yeah, I wasn't too mad about it. Yeah.
Sorry, Amanda says Turbo will always find a reason to betray somebody. He actually got mad that Theo said that he'd choose Olivia over him.
Turbo is honestly just a drama queen, and we just, once you embrace that, it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, so this challenge, it was okay. I just didn't understand why people were doing so poorly, because it seemed pretty self-explanatory what you had to do. Use the keys, open the chains, pull the chains.
Can I just say, Olivia and Will fighting over that chain and the rope? I was like, Will, what are you doing? Like both sides, they were both frustrating me, but the way that Will was just like, no, and he's grabbing it and not letting her, it's like, take a fucking second. You guys could have won. Like, what do you do? Like, I don't know what was going on there. I was so confused. And maybe just because I didn't understand what they were doing, but like, I was like, why are you?
I think it's also the beginning to him. I think he really isn't loving Olivia. And so the fact, like when you start not liking somebody, everything that they do is sucks, it's stupid, they're slow, they're bad, their idea's wrong. And so I think because it's not like the ick, but it's like it's similar to the ick, like like everything about them irritates me. And so I just think that he just wasn't finding a way to work with her, because he just felt that everything she's doing is wrong, stupid, slow, bad, like all those things. And so they're just not working well together anymore, because Will has kind of got the ick. She's got the competitor ick, we'll say. So they had to end up pushing the car in again because the car wasn't actually working. I wrote down here, Will feels like he does all the work with Olivia. And so he thinks Olivia is lazy. It's probably because she's pregnant, but like, And
also there was no evidence of her being lazy. She was trying to be like, no, I think we need to do this. And he was ignoring her and saying, no, you're wrong. And maybe she was wrong, but he's not like, she's not pulling her weight like she always does. And yeah, I agree that like in a way, maybe she didn't want to win because it would take away her vote. But like, regardless, I think that they did want to win because it would at least protect one of their teams, because she knew that like they were likely to get voted in otherwise. So I don't know. I think if anything, he was trying to not, win.
Agree or disagree? Jessica says Will is almost as annoying as Gabe. I think Gabe's worse personally.
Yeah, I see what you're saying though. I see they're in similar brackets, but yeah, no, no, wait. When I think about Will freaking out over Dee, yeah, Will is,
But like at least his freak out is like insane
when he's drunk and
like entertaining and like shocking. Gabe's like, the way that he acts is just like so rude and mean.
And it's very like, I think I know better than you vibes. It's very condescending the way that Gabe was being. And it's like, that's the worst thing you can do as a newbie. Like if you want people to like you, be a sponge. Be like, I don't know anything. Oh, help me. Yes. Thank you for your advice. You're so wise. You are, like, anyway.
Yes, I looked it up and I saw that it is Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and I did see it in the 80s. I
Yeah.
definitely was on the money there. But I wish that they just like there's so many new ideas out there. Stop remaking things. It's so boring. Anyways. All right, so in the end, Aviv and Yeremi find the tracker, but Cedric and Michaela are right behind them. But Aviv and Yeremi were managing to basically go from being in the arena last episode to being top dog this episode and winning the daily. Okay, what do you think about? I know we're off. We have the ick with Aneesa, but what about her talking about how she's just like getting all hot over Jake and his power tools?
Oh, I don't even remember that part. Yeah. Jake is not a terrible partner. Like,
no, fine. I just can't stand him.
But he's so like I don't think about him at all when I'm thinking about the season. So like I feel bad about that, but
he's been getting more content lately, and now I guess like if Aneesa is like giving him a segment, he's all like with his like like it's like I'm not into him at all. So okay, this is where it starts with Michaela. She said, "Get out of my face." Oh no, he said, "Cheating Theo strikes again," or something like that.
Yeah. What was she talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, is she? Oh, okay. Actually, I thought that she was saying it because he wasn't waiting for his partner.
Okay, so what does that matter?
It doesn't, because it's whoever's the last person from your team to get there. Like, that would, so it wouldn't affect anything. But like, I took it as like he wasn't waiting back with his partner and like doing what everyone else is doing. I don't know why she said cheating, because it's not cheating, but maybe in her mind, she was under the impression that the rules stated you have to stay together.
At the same time.
Exactly. So like maybe there was some gray area there. And I guess he's cheated before. I mean, I'm sure he cheated on the mini final if people cheated, like whatever. But so maybe it was that. Either way, like, I don't know. Michaela's always making those kind of look offhand statements.
Jessica says, I need to know the beef between Michaela, Olivia, and Theo. Are they actually doing anything, or is she just annoyed by them? I think she's definitely just annoyed by him.
I think she's just annoyed by them.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised, because Olivia can be kind of annoying, right? She's kind of annoying. Like, Aneesa's kind of annoying. Theo's kind of annoying, and it could be because they're not working together. And then, like, kind of whining about, like, their position in the game, which can be very annoying.
Think about Michaela on Survivor. She was so openly annoyed by people when she was annoyed by them. She'd be at Tribal, like, with the pot, like, everything. She, I think, plays it up a bit to bring us entertainment for the show. And, like, but, like, yeah, I think she just gets annoyed easily. Mm-hmm. And she just doesn't hold back.
And honestly, though, like if I'm annoyed by somebody and then they keep on like asking me, like, what did I do? Like I'd be like, it would actually get me even more annoyed. And so I think they just don't get along. I think that the way that they try to fix it irritates her, and it just like, it just doesn't work.
But I did like that, Olivia overheard and was like, what are you saying? And like, just was like, I'm going to defend my man or whatever. And then Michaela's not backing down either. And to me, I was like, oh yeah, like Olivia's, like if it was somebody else, they might not have said anything, or they would have been like, yeah, whatever. But Olivia was like, I'm gonna try to be like, hey, what the hell, Yeah, she hates on showmances. Fair point.
Yeah, I think she's just annoyed by everything that they do. Which is hilarious to me. So in the end, Derrick and Dee are the worst. So they went from first to worst between last episode and this episode. I'm kind of like, I didn't understand why they had to be so bad. Like, why were they the worst? How did Leroy and America get in front of them? Like, I don't know. I just didn't understand, like, why were they so bad?
I agree. I didn't understand what they had done to get last. I think maybe they just didn't get out of the phase of like the rope and the chain or something. Yeah.
Black here has such an issue with everything we say. I never said that we didn't want Gabe back. I said Gabe was like really rude and like I wasn't a
Yeah.
big fan.
I
But
actually
he
think
can come back.
they will bring Gabe back because
He's
Gabe,
causing friction.
yeah, yeah,
He's a big
and I
guy.
think he posted something about like acknowledging like, you know, I really like didn't respect John A's ability and I, you know, jumped to conclusions a bit. I think he's acknowledged it mildly and I'm fine to have him back. And also like, I'm not a Jordan fan, so
Yeah, I'm not really a
and
Jordan fan either. I think I'd rather Gabe than Jordan, to be honest.
Me too.
To
He
be
bring
honest.
more, yeah.
He brings more for me, anyways. Jordan, he has this whole self-righteous thing that's going on, and he can prove it down in the sand, and that kind of irritates me. And yeah, Gabe, I really didn't like it. He made me very angry, but when we were talking about it, I think it was last week, I came around to being like, no, he should be coming back because like
I almost wanted him to win that elimination. I almost did. Because I was like, it could be interesting to see the growth, but I think, yeah, maybe they'll bring him back and he'll have a different mindset. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, I'm just thinking about like, it reminds me of Big Brother because I just watched like the interview with Keanu and you know how many he had a different version of reality for a lot of things, but like he acknowledges things and is trying to like understand and do better. And if Gabe does something like that, I mean, he could be great.
Could be great. Never know. We do see Leroy talking to Olivia. This is after the daily. And then we learned that like the people that are off the table for Olivia, obviously here is like Aviv and Yeremi. They won, so they can't be voted for. And then also Ashley and Leo. I guess because Jake and Leo are really good friends, so that means that she can't vote for that team. Okay, I mean, I like the fact that it makes Ashley safe.
It's the safest Ashley's been because of being with Leo. Like, love it.
I thought that Turbo was pretty mean to Derrick at this table when he's like eating the fruit and he's just like, yeah, I want to see you fight. Like basically he was just calling Derrick like a pussy chicken. And like you can see Derrick was getting like kind of angry, but like he hasn't really proven himself to be this like dog fight that he's been known for. And Turbo is just already known. Like even if he fails at things sometimes, he's still considered to be a very, very strong competitor. So I did feel a little bit bad for Derrick taking some shots from
Derrick used to be my favorite challenger. I know that's crazy to think now, but like back in the day, I loved Derrick so much because he was genuine and he did so many eliminations and was so like for his stature was able to just like, oh, that's nice to like fight. And he beat so many people, you know? But yeah, I think it's those days are gone, maybe.
Long gone.
And he's not able to provide what like Banana CT, West, like those personalities. He's not really providing the same thing. And like that wasn't ever his thing, but like, yeah, it was not a good showing. And he should have gotten it at the anyways, we'll get there. Whatever.
Okay, so Theo is talking about staking a claim, talk about this with Olivia. I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy the staking a claim part of the game, for the fact that the person who gets staked on, like they don't have an opportunity to say like, no, I don't want you to come for me. Like, I don't want to like, so I didn't like that part, but I do like that it's influencing a little bit more strategy into the season. So, so far it's been working to its benefit. It hasn't really, pissed me off yet, basically.
Yeah.
Leroy and Sydney are having a strategic conversation. What on earth is happening on the challenge about doing a misdirect to getting them to think that it's going to be Aneesa and Jake as the they're going to be the decoy, but instead they really are going to go for Theo and Adrienne because they don't want Theo to potentially take a claim and try to get Sydney, or Adrienne to try to stake a claim and try and get Turbo.
Leroy knew. Oh my God. Leroy knew how to play that. He knew that was the way, that the key was Aneesa needs to believe it. And it needs to be like a reluctant, like, hey, like, I don't know what's going to happen. And because Aneesa's so like, the way she reacts, like it was just so perfect. Oh my gosh. Leroy should go on Trader, honestly.
Maybe.
I think that he's ready. I think he could do it.
Think he's ready? Also, even Turbo is in on this lie. Like he was coming in and talking about like the Karma Sutra 69 vote. Turbo's an interesting cat, but he was lying about the vote as well to people. And so I can't believe like that were able to get away with it, because I thought it was a little bit heavy-handed, a little bit.
Yeah.
And like, wouldn't it be too good to be true? That's what I would be thinking.
That's what I thought too. I thought, oh, it's not going to actually work out.
But like, you do see Leroy lying to Aneesa, talking about it. And it was crazy because when he's talking to her about it, and he's doing a really good job. And they had like all of his Oscar moments, and like they definitely were playing up his Academy Award speech here after this move. But like, Theo, Adrienne, and Olivia are overhearing Theo saying to her, like, yeah, like, I think that you are going to be the target here, and like, I might have to vote for you. And like, she was getting mad about it. He was defending it and like apologizing. And he played it so well.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo. Let's see what AK's saying here. Chantele Jordan might be disrespectful, but he was able to back it up. Part of the reason that he was disrespectful was because he had the mindset of I'm better than you, and he showed us he is better. Season 40. It took me a long time to even like Jordan being on my screen at all. I never will forget how he was on his season of The Real World. And so it's taken me a long time to come around to like not being pissed that he's on the show. Mm-hmm. And so now, like I've had a few seasons, like knowing that he's like one of the greats and know that he's could probably win any final that he's in. Like, okay, I respect that. That's cool. But I don't care for what he brings anymore. Mm-hmm. Like I love the fact that he just flipped those skulls. That was a really great moment. But has he had any really great moments like that since?
No, because he now he's like, I'm above drama. I'm just about like fighting against the best of the best. I even forget that he won season 40. Who did he win with?
Second place was Derrick Chavez, and
it was just one winner.
Kyland. No, and then Jenny West.
Jenny West won?
Wasn't she?
For the girls?
Was it Jenny?
No, wasn't it a tie?
Oh wait, the points were weird. So second.
It was
place
a tie with Rachel.
So Rachel and Jenny tied, and then Michelle was second, fourth.
That's how not exciting that season was. I actually forgot about all of that. The point system, blah blah blah. This season is way more entertaining. Yeah, we do pretend Rachel didn't win because come on with those points. Justice for Michelle.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it was Jordan and Rachel. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, but so when she didn't tie with Jenny? So
no, she did tie. Jenny did tie. They did tie. It was Jordan, Rachel, and Jenny because Jenny was at the top, and then because of points, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they did split it because I remember that being like a thing. Right.
Oh, she's so happy to be splitting it with somebody. That was so amazing, like Jenny or whatever. Right. Okay, so Olivia is buying into this right now, like about the fact, like, okay, well, if they're going to be voting for Aneesa, I love how she just dropped Aneesa like a fucking hot potato. Just be like, well, I want Theo to stay. Like, sorry, Aneesa.
Sorry.
Like, she's always like, sorry, Izzy. Sorry. Like, you know what I mean? She's so not a loyal friend, actually. No. So it's wild that she has all these people that are willing to protect her and throw their game out for her. Olivia does think is thinking though. Sorry, not Olivia. Adrienne is thinking that, oh, see, it's the threat of a stake of a claim made them move off of me and Theo. And I was like, oh my God, they're gonna get bamboozled. Yeah. Yay.
Brilliant.
So yes, this man moved the needle for the vote in their eyes, which is interesting. So We get to the nominations. TJ asks if anybody's going to be staking their claim. We get Theo doing a big yawn, pretending like he's going to do something, and he did not. And everybody that is in on the plan, you could see them like so excited that like they have this opportunity, but they're trying to keep it in.
They're all like,
like and so wait, Turbo eating heat? What was I talking about? Okay, I don't know what I wrote there. So so Michaela is the first one to vote. And we are still going to say Theo and Adrienne. And they were all so mad. Olivia and Will say Leroy in America. Sydney and Turbo say Theo and Adrienne. Nadia and Justin say Theo and Adrienne. Aneesa and Jake say Leroy and America. Leroy and America say Theo and Adrienne. Theo and Adrienne say Leroy and America. Ashley and Leo say Theo and Adrienne, making Theo and Adrienne the vote in. And Aneesa was shocked. And I loved how shocked and how pissed she was at the fact that she got duped. And it was joyous.
It was, we don't get a lot of these great strategic moments as much these days, and I enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, make a play.
Yes. Theo thinks the plan was pathetic, but the plan wasn't pathetic.
No, but that's what he's gonna say. It worked though, so it wasn't. He's saying pathetic because it's like, oh, you're so scared for us to like stake a claim. It's like, yeah, because we don't want you to mess up who our partners are. Yeah. And we don't want, like, you know, these people want to be with their partners. They've been building these bonds. And it's way easier to work with somebody that you've been working with, like if it's going well. So, you know.
Exactly. Aneesa, after walking from the nomination ceremony, cold-hearted, cold-blooded, saying this to Leroy. Leroy's just kind of smiling. He's not even really caring that much. I hopefully got a taste for blood here and is like, maybe he's like, maybe I'm going to become a backstabbing, blindsiding, player now. I wonder if he has a taste for it. Hope so.
I hope so.
So we do see a montage of Derrick and all of his wins, and I was like, oh, okay. This isn't going to bode well necessarily when you see like stuff from 10 years ago in his montage, Olivia, Theo, Adrienne, and Aneesa are all pissed. They're all liars. Since when did they have to be honest in the game?
This is what I'm saying. Like, since when?
Like, there's always people are lying or misdirecting or misleading or, like, why do you need to play an honest game? And, like, now it proves to everybody that they're all liars.
Okay.
Oh, and was it Olivia? Olivia said something, I think alluding to Michaela. Like, I think she said something like, Michaela will now see that they're all liars or something like that. Did you hear that?
Oh, no, I don't remember that part.
Well, do you think that they think that Michaela wasn't in on it properly?
Yeah, maybe. Who did Michaela voted for them?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because she like said a speech that made it seem like she was going to say Aneesa.
Right.
The way she described it, but
like that's her just like stealing camera time and making something more dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we see Turbo motivating Dee, and the producer's asking Dee if she has a crush on Turbo. Dee's coming back for sure. If she's like the person that people are crushing on, like the producers are asking questions about, like she's hooking up with Bananas, flirting with Turbo. Turbo likes flirting with Dee. I think she's coming back.
100%. I mean, and yeah, she's perfect for the show in many, many ways. And that's so funny. I didn't see that one coming, but I do not see the appeal about Turbo personally. So that's,
I do. Debbie says, Aneesa lied to vet girls that she'd vote with them and then sided with Olivia, Cry Me a River. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's so much lying that's always going on. And like, it's when it happens to not benefit them. It's like, they're a bunch of liars. Okay, so Theo and Jake are in the pool, and we gotta mention that Theo goes to a psychic, And the psychic says that he would be in 3 eliminations and that he would make it to the final. And I was like, okay, so are they putting this in because the psychic was right or the psychic was wrong? So I was curious as to why they put this in.
Me too.
And with how this episode went, I'm wondering if the psychic is right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, like, would you really necessarily leave it in there if it didn't flop immediately?
No, it's true.
I don't know. All right, we get to the arena. They're playing Bad Dreams. I don't even know why it's called this. Because it's a pillow. I didn't get it sold right now. I'm like, they're on a pole. Anyways, and they're falling into water. Where's the bad dream? Okay, well, anyways, they have 5 rounds. Both partners need to win the round to get the point. Basically, they're on the balance beam sitting with these big pillows. And we hear that, Dee is a judo and MMA fighter. And so she's good with, like, being able to maybe wrestle and be able to play with people's body weights. And Derrick should be pretty good with balancing stuff, but how they were sitting was not beneficial for him at all. The first whack that Theo made, he just falls into the water, and he just kept on whacking him and falling into the water. It was so mortifying, Michelle.
It was actually so painful to watch. I looked away for a lot of it, and I was like, great. So Dee is just going to fall one time, and that's going to be it. And then she didn't. And I was like, fuck, Dee is killing it. And then when they were like, you're going to stand, I was like, well, this is kind of really great for Derrick. Here we go. He's able to balance and he still messed it up.
But don't go and lunge. Listen to Dee being like, stay there. You're good. You need Theo to
He would have fallen
balance.
anyway. Theo would have just fallen standing there long enough.
If Theo took one swing and then you came around and knocked him, that's all it would have taken for Theo to fall into the water. But he decided to swing for him first, be off balance, and then try to jump and hope that you could knock Theo off before you fell into the water. It was so mortifying. The fact that Dee really she held her own there. It's kind of annoying that it seems like it's been the men these last 2 weeks that have flopped, and their female partner have had to go home because of it. They held up their end of the bargain, and then their partner didn't do very well. It was really bad. Just seeing his legacy.
Down.
Sorry. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure he's going to talk a lot about it on his podcast. And I'm like,
yes.
Oh. They did have to go to a sudden death round. And I was really hoping that it would have been Dee, right?
Yeah,
Dee
obviously.
versus Adrienne. And then as soon as they do the coin flip and there's heads or tails, and then it goes to a commercial break, I'm like, okay, well, that means that it's going to be Derrick that's going to be going against Theo, and Derrick's going to go. I knew immediately. I wrote down, as soon as the commercial break, there has to be the boys. And then I was like, yep.
Absolutely.
Brutal. And you hear Dee be like, don't be a hero. Just stay here. Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero.
But Derrick needs to be a hero.
And hero, he flopped hard, and it was embarrassing. And I'm sorry, Derrick. You have been a legend up until now, but the fact that you just couldn't just listen and wait and get this win. If he got this win, you know how big of it he would have been such a champion, Yep. It just been so good for him, his legacy, his spirits, his partnership. So hopefully that's his time is done here now. I know you used to like him, but I'm kind of over.
Yeah, I'm over him now.
Rodney says, do you think that Adrienne let Theo down? Yeah, I think a little bit.
Yeah, but it didn't matter at the end. So that's the difference, I think. But yeah, she definitely did. She should have been able to get Dee off once, but I mean, Dee's great. So
Dee has strong legs, and she has good balance. She understands being able to kind of fight with somebody. And so Dee was definitely better set up than Adrienne. Yeah, Adrienne was terrible. Not giving Theo credit. Theo was great. Theo, it was amazing. He knocked him off 5 times in a row with one swing.
Yep.
And Theo was terrified. He did look like a baby giraffe up there, like trying to stay up balance. He's a tall man.
Yep.
He held his own. He won it for them, and he could have all the props for that as possible. But also, we have to acknowledge the fact that Derrick did a terrible job.
Exactly.
Terrible job.
Terrible.
So yeah, it should have been a timed tiebreaker. Timed as a tiebreaker. How would that work? Timed.
Like you only have a certain amount of time to knock them off, I guess. I don't know.
Well, anyways, it sucked. I didn't like how it was structured. I didn't really like that they were sitting. Like, couldn't they have stood the first time? Like, all the 5 rounds. Like, why do they need to be on that like wooden beam? Why do they need
But
to be
you
open
couldn't
water?
pass a certain thing. You couldn't move. Like it was weird.
Yeah, I think I'd have preferred them to stand from the beginning as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I actually, you know what? This is true. Taboo says a guy over 6 feet winning an elimination that requires reach is not impressive. It's true. Like, it was definitely going to be harder for Derrick to be able to touch Theo. And so Derrick did just have to like block and like, be defensive the whole time. But yeah, no, it was quick though. Definitely an off. People were like, oh, at the end though, we see another fight with Theo and Turbo. They want their calls back. They are in there for the paycheck. They created a beef.
Add those fight points.
Yeah, fight points for Theo and Turbo. And then also more elimination win points for Theo and Adrienne. So Theo making some points this episode, I would say. Now, what do you think about MVP? Who's MVP this episode?
I want to say, okay, I mean, Leroy's up there for me because if he was really the one that kind of jump-started that whole strategic move, then that's at least how it was edited. So love that. Also not getting last. Love that for Leroy. Yeah, because like Yeremi and Aviv won the thing, but they weren't really involved in any drama or any like real stuff that happened. Michaela also was just I understand people won't want Michaela as MVP because like, she just was popping off a little bit. But I don't know. My choices would be Michaela and Leroy.
I definitely had Leroy down there for all the reasons that you said. It was nice to see him with his Oscar-nominated performance, just lying directly to Aneesa's face. I think Aneesa was shocked that Leroy could do that as much as we were, and I love that for him. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, he got the taste of blood, like I mentioned, and he will be more of a strategic king. That would be great. So yeah, I agree with Leroy personally. We're gonna do a male and female Mary. Theo was definitely also pretty impressive. He's been impressive. I think we gave it to him last week, so I could consider Theo as well, but he did lose. Like, he was going to stake a claim and he didn't because he got duped. So
yeah,
maybe not. I also put in Sydney in the ring there too.
She had a lot of good confessionals and stuff.
Good confessionals. She kind of helped divulge this plan with Leroy. She wants to protect herself and Turbo from getting stolen. Mm-hmm. That's so let's see. Michaela. Okay, chat, let us know. What do you think? Michaela or Sydney? Let us know who should be the MVP for the ladies. Anybody? Hello? Because if you don't choose anybody, we're going to give it to Michelle's pick.
Yeah, we gotta go Michaela. Come on.
Okay. Is anybody objecting to this? It's gonna be Michaela for the female MVP. Upload says neither, really. Oh, see, okay, see, Melinda's saying it was really her idea. Mm-hmm. But I think there's more votes for Michaela. Yeah, Sagittarius keeping it alive. Oh, another one for Sydney. But at this point, ooh, I think we're doing Michaela though. It's Michaela.
I want, like, honestly, for the final, I want Sydney, Michaela.
Olivia.
I want Sydney, Michaela, Olivia, Nani. Like, that's what I want. I don't know. That's
fun.
That would be fun. I would love to see. And then I'd be so happy with anybody, like, you know? So.
Mm-hmm. Well, this has been fun, Michelle. Nice to chat the challenge with you again. Do you have anything going on that you want to share with the people? Did I miss anything from the episode that you want to talk about?
No, I don't think so. I'm really curious to see how this is all going to unfold. Like, I honestly never know what's going to happen week to week, and I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, that's about it.
Oh, well, I do love Sydney's confessionals, but people are really hating her. They hate her and they hate Michaela. Well, like, not like a lot of people, like, never bring Sydney back on the show again. I was like, why?
Well, I know she's been like complaining about her experience on the show and been like, oh, it wasn't. I didn't have a good experience, or like just like the living conditions. And
well, we know that it's crap. Right? Yeah. Like, that's just like.
So I think some people are like, you don't have respect for it, blah, blah, blah. So maybe there's a bit of that. I don't know.
Yeah, she's a great villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's unlikable, but like, I don't mind it. Like, because I guess she backs it up.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Thanks, Ronnie, for being here. Thank you. Everybody else, I know it's during the day. This is an awkward time. I think we should be back to normal scheduled timing next week, unless I have to work, which I don't think I will, but, things could always happen. Mm-hmm. I agree. I kind of, like, not hate Sydney, but, like, just being, like, had a little bit of an eye roll. Kind of like how I'm not the biggest fan of Adrienne. Because I'm just like, why does she have so much like attitude and vim for people when she's like new here? And she hasn't really backed it up in a way that like, whatever, but she's funny enough. So yeah. Well, thanks again, Michelle. Thank you, everybody here in the chat. Make sure you do all the things like subscribing to the channel, liking this video. You can continue complaining about who we have as MVP in the chat. I know some people think it should have been Turbo, think it should have been Theo. So let's have more of a debate as to who should be the MVP. And if it's really, really a strong vote, maybe it could be changed, but right now it's going to be MVP Michaela and Leroy, and yeah, let's fight off in the chat, in the comments below.
We love it.
We love it. Bye.